If you are in tech right now, you're probably being told to learn another tool, another framework, or certification, or something to do with AI, I'm sure. And honestly, that advice is exhausting. Here's the uncomfortable truth: most people aren't stuck because they know too little, they're stuck because they're learning at the wrong layer. Today, I want to talk to you about why choosing tools is slowing your growth and the three fundamentals that matter far more, especially if you want to grow into senior roles and expand into AI without burning out. Why tool chasing fails. Let me say this clearly upfront. This is not an anti tools video. Tools are important, but tools are the last thing you should optimize for. I've seen people collect certifications, learn Kubernetes, Terraform, cloud services, and now AI tools, and still feel stuck, overwhelmed, or replaceable. Why is that? Because tools change faster than understanding. And without fundamentals, every tool feels like starting from zero again. That's how people end up drowning, and not because they are lazy, but because they are learning horizontally instead of deeply. So let's say hypothetically you stopped chasing tools for a moment. What should you focus on? In my experience across cloud, DevOps, reliability, and now watching the AI shift, it always comes back to three fundamentals. Let's break them down. Fundamental number one: systems thinking. Systems thinking is the ability to understand how things interact, not just how to configure them. Most beginners think in tasks: deploy this, fix that error, or add this service. Senior engineers think in terms of systems. What depends on what? What happens if this fails? In DevOps and SRE, you learn this the hard way through incidents, outages, or postmortems. You realize that the problem isn't the tool, the problem is how the system behaves under stress. Now, here's why this matters for AI. Systems are not deterministic. They're probabilistic, fragile, and dependent on many moving parts, such as data pipelines, APIs, user behavior, and so on. So if you don't think in systems, AI feels magical and scary. If you do think in systems, AI becomes just another component you can reason about. Tools tell you what to do, whereas systems thinking tell you what will happen next. Fundamental number two: problem decomposition. This is the most underrated skill in tech. Problem decomposition is the ability to take a vague, messy problem and break it into clear, solvable pieces. Junior engineers thinking sounds like, what tool should I learn to solve this? Senior engineers thinking sounds like, what's the actual problem we are trying to solve? In DevOps, this shows up everywhere, turning incidents into root causes, breaking manual processes into automatable steps, and designing pipelines that fail safely. Now, here's the critical part for AI. AI is brutally honest about unclear thinking. If your problem is fuzzy, your prompts are bad. If your requirements are vague, your AI output is unreliable. If you don't define constraints, AI gives you noise. People who can decompose problems, design better workflows, integrate AI meaningfully, and also avoid over automation. AI doesn't replace your thinking. It punishes unclear thinking. Fundamental number three: computing. The parts that most people skip are Linux, networking, processes, memory, storage, and even security basics. Everyone wants abstraction, but abstractions leak, unfortunately. Cloud runs on Linux, AI runs on GPUs attached to machines, data still moves over network, latency still matters, costs still scale with usage. If you understand how processes consume memory, how networks introduce latency, how data flows through systems, cloud pricing makes sense, AI costs make sense, performance issues are diagnosable. AI is new, compute, networking, and failure modes are not. This is exactly why fundamentals compound. They make every future tool easier. So let's debrief what we have learned in this video. You don't need to learn more. You need to learn deeper. Master three things: systems thinking, problems decomposition, computing fundamentals. And tools stop feeling intimidating. AI stops feeling like a threat. Trends stop controlling your confidence. By doing that, you move from reacting to evaluating. If you're behind in tech, it's probably not because you're incapable. It's because you're pushed to chase tools instead of building foundations. And foundations don't make noise, but they carry your entire career. If this resonated, let me know in the comments what's one tool you felt pressurized to learn but didn't actually need. If you want more conversations about how to think in tech, not just what to learn, you're in the right place. Subscribe for more such lessons from experts themselves.